Right, let's get right into it. Get right into it. All right, we're gonna give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Rashah. Double honor to the apostle brother of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. So we're gonna get right to this lesson. You see the title. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Right? Seek the Lord while he may be found. Hold on for a minute. They don't want to show up. All right. Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay, there we go. All right. Hold on. What's going on? It's like it's showing it live, but it ain't showing. Hold on. Took my step. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get right to the lesson.
I got this situation where I need your help. I need bad friends. Now that's what I'm talking about. You're welcome.
Expendables, definitely rated R, September 22nd.
Like me, you just can't stay away from the reality of how much doom and gloom there is out there. We have seen the Russian military acknowledge that they have put into operation and combat readiness right now their most powerful nuclear missile system. This, according to strategists, is a move that is aimed directly at the United States of America, because with the Satan II missile system, they will be able to reach out and strike the United States of America before the USA can really do anything about it. You see, we are not in a defensive posture right now. What we are is at a readiness posture. If we were to be at a defensive posture, you would see this type of air combat or air defense missile systems that you have in other parts of our world. But driving along the highways in the United States of America, you don't see that. Russia knows this, and they have the chance to get the one up on the United States. They're putting into combat readiness the Satan II missile system, and military strategists are saying that this is just another sign of how bad things are getting. We also have some economists who have really stepped up in the last couple of days. And you know, they've been very wishy-washy. I'm sure that you've seen this lately, where sometimes they'll say soft landing, sometimes they'll say hard landing, which are really just their terms of how much money they're hoping to gain or how much money they're hoping not to lose in this economic collapse. Now they're all coming out and saying, you know what, there's a real problem here, and we shouldn't have avoided talking about it for this long. Just in April, out of 1.1 million housing listings on the market, middle-income buyers could only afford 20% of them. That is, according to those in the know, a substantial decline compared to just a couple of years ago, where 50% of all of the housing market houses for sale could be afforded by middle-income buyers. Then you have other countries that are facing their own economic collapse. You have a tax problem. You have a tyranny problem. You have all these different things happening, and what we're seeing is that when you flip things back to the USA, because for right now, we are still, this USD right here is still in control of the world. Until that goes away, everything that affects every other country affects us right at home. So our 30% inflation, I don't know, can I even, they're so weird on their laws, I don't think you can. But let me just show you, for example, that if I were to take this whole dollar and let's just say I ripped it up and take that into a store, they cannot legally take this. Why? Because it's not whole tender. And so instead, they've just done it in our minds. This whole dollar became worth about 30% less than it used to be. And now we're all screwed when we go to the grocery store. You're seeing slowdowns in different exercises, the operation. Okay, so here's the deal. When I get this information, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to keep giving it to you until it starts to prove wrong. A couple of weeks ago, I delivered to you kind of an emergency broadcast, and inside of that broadcast, we talked about the potential for a major escalation between Russia and Ukraine. Less than 48 maybe 72 hours later, that escalation took place. I just got another alert from an insider that's inside of some of the US government, and they have said they expect another escalation here in the next couple of days. Now, here's the caveat. Something a little bit different is going on, and some open source intelligence operators have given sentiment analysis to the United States of America, and they have said that we can expect a new social chaos or crisis event in the USA. They don't know what the trigger is going to be yet, but what they have done is created basically an ingredients list or a recipe list. All of these ingredients are there, and they say that one trigger is
At SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. We designed smarter ways to detect motion.
about to pop off, and as soon as it does pop off, you can expect some sort of unrest, just like we had during the riots in the pandemic. Now, this means that you might see cities completely locked down because of social chaos. It could mean that you see businesses boarded up or closed down. It could be the disruption to the supply chain, maybe infrastructural sabotage or terrorism. I really don't know. I can't speak on that, but what I do know is they have given this information to the US government. I saw the plots. I saw all of basically the ingredients there, saying this is what's ripe to happen. It's just going to be the trigger, the black swan that's unknown. Maybe they do know what it is. Maybe it's going to be a chemical attack. Could be something happening with Russia. I don't really know what it's going to be. It could be Trump, could be Biden. Something is going down. Now that means you better have all of your little duckies in a row, and you better be ready to basically lock down your own house. You have to be ready to understand your area of operation, your AO. You have to understand everything that's happening around your area. You have to have a good group of people who are there to help protect you and your family. And you have to, if you're going to go to the store in times of social unrest, you have to be prepared to run every trip like it's some sort of, I hate to say it because it sounds so tactical, but you have to run every trip like it's a mission or an operation. And so doing that becomes really tiring on the people, adds to their stress levels, increases the amount of social upheaval or unrest. This is just a recipe for chaos. So we do have a little bit of a prepper warning or an SHTF warning here that in the next couple of days, they expect something to take place. Again, they don't know what the trigger is going to be, but we just have to watch. Now, if a couple of days go by and we don't see anything major happen, well, we just know that those ingredients are still there, and we're going to look for that black swan event or some sort of other event to really set them off. Now, we know right now the Russian conflict is going to go to the next level. Now, a lot of people are afraid that that next level is going to be nuclear. They are getting their people ready for a nuclear fallout. Europe is getting their people ready for a nuclear fallout. China, behind some secretive intelligence, has talked about using nukes in the operation to retake Taiwan, or at least begin to set up a nuclear sort of like a umbrella that once they take Taiwan, they say that this sovereign territory is under Chinese control, and attacking on these grounds would be seen as an attack on China. This is something that you don't really see talked about right now. They don't want you to think about this because as soon as that happens, the US can't touch Taiwan. Japan can't touch Taiwan. South